Welcome everybody to the Doppelgänger of Assassination Classroom. My name is Misty/Kanexia, and this anime is one of the few memorable ones that I had a chance to experience in my life. To leave such a legacy in my heart is not a small feat to accomplish. Honestly, the only other one who've managed to leave such a lasting mark on me, I can count on my finger. Fullmetal Alchemist, Hunter x Hunter, Cardcaptor Sakura, and also Prince of Tennis. Don't judge me. Now adding this incredible story to this list. Assassination Classroom's story is about a tentacle monster who destroyed the moon and is said to do the same thing to Earth, unless he's stopped by a class of underachieving students. You see these students grow as this tentacle monster teach them about life's joy while taking their attendance to school. This is an anime that's one of its kind. I don't think any can rival it, but I can try to give you similar ones to fill that void in your heart.
あ、今度力持ってこよっかな。私ね、すき焼きって大好物なんだよね。先生はすき焼き嫌い？
いや、そんなことはねえけど。
Candidate number 1, Great Teacher Onizuka. GTO is probably one of the most iconic teaching anime next to Assassination Classroom. Bocho has a big focus on being school comedy with great dub, and the same production company being Fuji TV. The episode's length is in the 40s for both, and to its core, the two stories focus on a teacher with unconventional teaching methods. Said teacher doing anything he can to help his misfit student. And in a sense, in both cases, the students also try their best to get rid of their teacher. If you enjoy the connection you had to Koro-sensei, you'll find the exact same attachment to Great Teacher Onizuka.
ナナコさんは僕にください。
あなた、これが先月の売り上げよ。
ああ、中学？
マサさん、鍵が開いてる。
Candidate number 2, Danganronpa. If what you enjoy best out of Assassination Classroom was the killing aspect in the school setting, you're gonna love Danganronpa. Both shows put student in a kill-to-survive situation. You have a quirky non-human school teacher/director in charge, and the main character, despite looking like a weak liability, turns out to be really good at what he does and saves the day on multiple occasions. You'll also find other similar characters such as a pop idol, a guy too smart for his level, gender confused, and even a robotic helpful AI that's there to provide tips and info. Personally, I also dig the color palette in both shows very much, but that might just be my personal preference.
夢じゃない。前園さんは？前園さやかは死んだ。
みなこ、また屋上で漫画の歌歌ってたんだって？高3にもなってキモ。こんなもん読んでないで美穂たちと遊ぼうぜ。
Candidate number 3, Denpakyoshi. While Denpakyoshi happens in a more believable slice-of-life aspect of a set, it still shares a lot of resemblance with Assassination Classroom. One of the key features being the quirky and unusual teacher and his weird method to go and connect with his students. The teacher goes out of his way to bond with each of his students in the hope they can all improve individually. Furthermore, you'll also find a similar type of comedy and art style that's quite appealing, with a colorful palette. Overall, I'd say it's mostly the essence of Denpakyoshi that feels akin to Assassination Classroom.
俺が今日からこのクラスで物理を担当する加賀見純一郎だ。
オールマイト逃げられたのか？落とした？だとしたら。
Candidate number 4, Boku no Hero Academia. This one might be a little biased because I really like it, but nonetheless it still has a lot in common. Both anime are based on Weekly Shonen Jump mangas, and it focuses on students trying to surpass their teacher in a sense. The whole thing is set in a school setting, as most shonen are. You got a big focus on comedy and a wide variety of characters who are all interesting in their own ways with various personalities. You also find the everlasting main protagonist starts off weak and gets stronger as the story progresses. I'm a sucker for that. Training montage, I never get enough of these. And you could make a solid case of Kuro-sensei and All Might being really similar teachers. Great show in both cases, and I can't wait to see season 2.
僕のせいだ。彼は動けない。
情けない。
あいつはつかめない。有利な個性のヒーローを待つしかない。
何事だ。見ての通りだ。ギルドへの道のりには対天使用の即死トラップがいくつも仕掛けてある。その全てが今もなお稼働中というわけさ。
ということは、
トラップの解除忘れかな。
まさか俺たちを全滅させる。
Candidate number 5, Angel Beats. Angel Beats is probably the most far-fetched one on this list, but hear me out. First, you have the everlasting school setting and a similar art style. Both anime are directed by Kishi Seiji, and the two shows are also heavily focused on comedy and action. But I'll agree that's still quite vague, so let's narrow it down. We can agree that the story focuses on a big variety of students, each with their own story and each of them being misfits in a special situation. They also focus a lot on creating plans to achieve their goals, and both anime got overly sentimental at times. Not that it's a bad thing at all, I think it's one of the key things that make these so great. I think you should try it out if you like the final episode of either.
に過ぎない。追うわ。進軍よ。
ユージ、なんで設備の交換を断ったんだよ。
なんだお前、あんなボロっち木の机が好きなのか。
こんなすぐ壊れるちゃぶ台よりはいいに決まってるじゃないか。え？
And finally, candidate number 6, Bakata Test to Shokanju. Bakata Test is also a show I consider very similar to Assassination Classroom. You have a full class of, let's call them underachievers. Class F stands for failure. But as it goes on, they become better. You have a great focus on comedy in both shows, as well as a solid dose of action. Beyond that, it's your everyday students in school who clash on learning, but at the same time do their best to avoid that. The color palette is once again a very key feature of the anime that I can appreciate, and hopefully you guys do too.
進んでる。な、姫路。さて、クラスに乗り込むぞ。
ここが A クラス。
So those are the main ones I could think of, but as usual, things would not be complete without me providing even more entries for you guys to sink your teeth in. Now, some of my favorites that also have some kind of level of connection to Assassination Classroom would be animes like Black Butler, Hunter x Hunter 2011, Akame ga Kill, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei, One Punch Man, Overlord, and Food Wars. Also, in case that wasn't obvious already, yes, I do believe you should watch Assassination Classroom if you have never seen it. If you have, then hopefully anything listed before can keep you going during this wonderful holiday season. Thank you for your time, leave me a likey, and all the good stuff, and then I'll see you next time. Now don't mind me as I enjoy this cool song for a little bit more.